Hi, my name is David and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at another cool transfer media that can be used with white toner and with our white toner cartridges and white toner printer. So you've seen this channel a lot about transfer, so before we start the video I'd like you to follow the channel. Please hit the subscribe button and activate the bell so you'll always get notified when we put out new videos. The media that we are looking at today is a decal paper. So you might have heard of it before. What a decal paper is. Decal papers are known from scale model building. If you've ever built a scale model, maybe as a kid, you might know these little small model trains. And scale modeling is a huge thing out there, and decal is the go-to media to apply any kind of lettering, wording, or even designs onto scale models. So why is that? Scale models are very, very small items, and a decal paper is actually a transparent media which is super, super thin. So it's actually 7 microns, so it's a really thin layer, and it's backed by a blue paper layer, and then it can be applied using water to many different kinds of surfaces, and the back layer, the blue layer here, slides away underwater, and then you can just have the very thin transparent layer and get really authentic representations of your letterings. I'm just gonna hold that into the camera quick. Here you can see some super fine detailed lettering on the top of that tank wagon here. That's a typical decal application. And of course we've got the ghost logo on it as well. That's a model one of our scale model customers did for us. But the decal paper can also be used for many other types of transfers where you are not able to put your item under the heat press. For example, we have this big sweets jug here. This doesn't fit into a mug press, doesn't fit into a traditional heat press, so decal paper is a very good media to personalize that one. Also this glass here, it's a little odd shaped, and it certainly might break in a mug press, so decal paper is cool to transfer to this one, or a cocktail glass would also work. Please note that decal paper is not wash resistant because it is applied underwater. When you put it in the washing machine, or if you wash it, scratch over it, it will ruin. So this is more for like decorative items which you want to decorate at one point and then keep. So in today's video what we're going to do is we're going to take this planting pot, this black planting pot, and we're going to print a nice design on that sheet of decal paper and apply it. What you need for that is just, of course, the decal paper, our mini ghost printer, which I'm using here with a ghost white toner cartridge inside. You need some scissors for this one. If you're doing scale modeling, it's highly recommended to have some of these like really fine line cutters. Really helps to cut out the design as fine as possible to get a really nice transfer. And later I'm going to use a sponge, a jug of water, and a cloth to apply it, but you'll see that in the course of the video. So before I start printing, I of course insert my decal sheet. Decal sheet is inserted in Mini Ghost. Just open the bottom tray, flip it over, and insert the decal sheet. It's inserted with the shiny side up, so you can see that's a little reflective here. That's a little matte, so the shiny side goes up because that's the one with the coating on. Just pop it in there, close it, and push close the tray. I just quickly check if I've got my white toner installed. So I pull it open, just take a look at the bottom. Okay, got the white toner inside. So today I'm going to print white. Of course, you can also use the decal media with any other toner cartridge from us, like the black, cyan, magenta, and yellow. Just print color on it, works as well, but today we're going for white because we're printing on that black pot. The printer quickly calibrates itself, super easy when it recognizes the white toner. I've got my file in a PDF file. This time we're just printing standard, so everything is black on the screen, and I will print in white using the white toner cartridge. The only thing I will activate is I will choose heavy paper for my paper setting, and I will choose grayscale printing because I'm printing a sole white design, so that I just get the white toner cartridge used. And that's basically it. I'm not mirroring the image here. That's different from many of our transfer videos. because this is the side you print on will be the side you see, so no mirror image here. Okay, so just quickly hit the print button and we're good to go. So once the printer has printed our design, we can see it on the shiny side of the decal paper. I've got multiple designs on one page here, so I can apply one to this side, one to that side if I want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to cut around my design, just cut out the piece that I want to apply. I do cut it out a little more detailed because then I'm going to see less of the transparent layer where the print is on my final item. So I've cleared up my workspace a little bit, and now I'm going to apply that sheet which I just cut out of the decal paper on this planting pot. What you will use for that is I have a sponge here and I have a jug of cold water here. You can also do that under running water, it's totally up to you, but for demonstration purposes I'm today using just some water. So what you're going to do is find the side where you want to apply the paper. It's very interesting because that pot actually isn't flat, it's got some holes in here, so the paper is going to cover all these holes, going to lay in here really nicely. So I just put my item on the surface and then I'm going to use the sponge. I dip it into water, squeeze it a little bit. I'm using a little more water here and I just now start covering the water over the paper, and now you can see how the water really goes under the paper and wettens the blue back layer. I even drip some more water onto it, just some water here. And now the tricky part kind of begins. Once it's completely wet, you can slowly start sliding away the layer. So now you can see it almost swims, and I can slowly start moving it around, and then the blue layer kind of comes off, and now I just slide it out underneath. Now you can see that the design kind of free floats on the water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my sponge on it and I just let the water drip off. Holds it in place. Let the water drip off. So this is why you can do this perfectly under running water. So then I just squeeze the sponge and I start removing the excess water with the sponge carefully. Just dipping over it. You can still move it around, so if you haven't placed it correctly, you can just, with your finger, just move it around. And now you're just gently removing the water. I also use my cloth here. I just cover it completely, press on it to remove some water. You might see some wrinkles after you take off the cloth, but don't worry. If you use the sponge again, which is slightly wet, you can just easily smooth out these wrinkles because it's still wet. As long as it's wet, you can basically change everything, but as soon as it's completely dry, things will change. Okay, now the adhesive on the back of this foil gets activated in the drying process. So just slowly let it dry. One thing to do is just stand it upright and you will see some water rinsing out of it on the bottom. I'm just quickly drying up my workspace, cleaning it out a little bit, and then I'm just going to take away the water under the design and around the edges. I don't touch the design anymore because when I touch it, it'll be moved, and that's what I don't want to, and then there's a risk that it gets some wrinkles. But now I'm just, wiping away the excess water that you can see that runs out of the design. And the best thing to do is just let it dry in the air, just let it dry slowly, don't be too hasty, or just wait a few minutes and come back after waiting. You can see the water dripping from the design, so what you can do is just remove the excess water. Don't touch the design anymore, just remove the excess water. You can keep on doing that until there's no more water dripping out of the design, and then you have the transfer complete. After the decal completely dried on the surface it has been applied to, you can of course use your item as I've just planted my little plant here in my planting pot. This is how versatile our decal media can be used. So it's the blue bagged decal media which is available in our Ghost White Toner web shop. You'll find the link to the paper and to our Mini Ghost White Toner printer, and of course to our cartridges, in the description of this video below. If you like the application of decal paper or the video in general, please leave us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think or what ideas you guys have where you can use decal paper to create fantastic items, whether that's for home deco, for scale model building, or for parties or events, or just as gift items that you put on the shelf to have a nice look at. I say thanks for watching and see you next time.